how do I say this? Mandalorian Season 3 is off to a bad start. First and foremost, we need to address the elephants in the room. And I say elephants, plural, because there are two. The first is Baby Yoda, or Grogu. This little shit is starting to piss me off. Disney is starting to use Grogu as an excuse to tell mediocre Mando stories. Like this entire episode. Oh, this episode is mid? Well, how about Grogu? Look how adorable he is. Isn't he just so cute with his little force ability? No, it's not an excuse for your lazy ass writing. I think Grogu has the potential for being the worst thing to happen for the Mandalorian. The second elephant that we have to address is the changes between season 1 and 3. I feel so bad for the guy that didn't watch that god-awful Book of Boba Fett show.
Like a panther.
And is now extremely confused. They didn't even do that good of a job in the recap to explain what happened in the Book of Boba Fett, and how Mando and Grogu are reunited, and how Mando has a new ship and where he got it from. When we start the episode, the Mandalorians are having a ceremony by a river for what I'm guessing is the Foundling ceremony, where the Foundling swears to never take off his helmet. This could have been a really cool way of showing us the Mandalorian culture and flushing them out a little bit. But my attention gets immediately drawn to the kid and his hair. When the armorer puts the helmet on the child, it makes the closing vacuum sealing noise. But his goddamn hair is still there. What did it close? Or did it even close at all? It just doesn't make sense. Then a huge alligator, crocodile, turtle creature comes out of the river where the ceremony is being held. Did the Mandalorians not know that these were giant crocodile-infested waters? And why are they having so much trouble fighting off this beast? Isn't this one of the galaxy's greatest warriors? Why do they suck so bad? And apparently they can't swim either, because when the alligator throws some of them in the water, they have trouble swimming. But they can fly jetpacks and fight against some of the toughest enemies. But when it comes to shallow water, that's it. Do not look to the Mandalorians to save you if you're drowning. The Mandalorians are getting their asses kicked. And then the kid's hair becomes an issue again. There's a shot of his hair poking out, and then it's not there, and then it is, and then it's back again, and then it's gone, and then it just feels lazy and unpolished. Then Mando comes flying in to save the day, killing the giant crocodile by blasting it with his ship. I don't like, and I've never been a fan of, making characters look weaker than they actually are just to make the main character look good. I've never been a fan of it. I've always hated it. Anyways, Din Djarin is there to tell the armorer that he has an inscription that is from Mandalore to prove that Mandalore is still able to be visited. I don't even know when he got this inscription. Maybe he got it earlier and I just don't remember, but he uses it as proof that Mandalore isn't poisoned. He wants to go to the planet to bathe in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore, to repent for his past transgressions, like taking off his helmet around others, which is a sin in the Mandalorian culture. Well, their culture. And I bet you that's what this whole season's leading up to, which just doesn't sound interesting at all. Then he goes to Navarro to find the head of the IG-11 unit, which they don't ever really tell us why Din needs this specific droid. Why does he need this specific IG-11 from season 1? I'm pretty sure that he only used IG-11 for the story to have a callback, which is extremely lazy again. Din is able to get him back up and running, but it's gone back to its default bounty settings and tries to kill Grogu, to which Din takes Grogu and starts firing at the IG unit, which again, for some reason, the badass Din Djarin bounty hunter can't take down, and it is stopped by a falling statue. How embarrassing. Then Mando takes it to this Babu Freak repair place to have them take a look at the IG-11 unit, and they can't fix it either. Cardinal Grief, in the midst of all this, is trying to get Mando to become the Marshal of Navarro. He has some problems too. Earlier in the episode, when Mando first arrives in Navarro, the two come upon some pirates who are trying to get a drink at the old bar, now turned schoolhouse. Cardinal Grief tells them to get lost because they are a civilized community now. And he also keeps telling him that it's now a schoolhouse. And then Cardinal Grief and Mando gun them down right in front of the schoolhouse. I'm not making this up. Then, for whatever reason, Mando goes to a different planet, and I don't even remember the name of it, where the castle of Mandalore is, but not on Mandalore, and goes to see Bo-Katan. And when we see her again, she's sitting by herself just moping about not having the Darksaber, when Din, at the end of season 2, was willing to give it to her, and I think at one point he said, "Take it, I don't want it." Now that's not verbatim, but something like that. So why is she moping? Din tells her that he needs to go to Mandalore and bathe in the living waters, and then he leaves, and the episode ends.
What the f***?
So that's it? Was that all for this premiere? And you'll be disappointed to know that it is. The action scenes are pretty badass in this episode, I can't lie. At one point, Din has a space battle against some pirates, which was pretty cool. Though Karg Grief shot down some pirates in front of a schoolhouse, the duel was still pretty nice. Despite all that, it's not enough to save the episode. The dialogue is laughably bad, and the story is awful. But if you don't want to waste any of your valuable time, then I don't recommend the Season 3 premiere of The Mandalorian. Overall, Mando Season 3 is off to an awful start. The entire episode just feels like filler. And you know what? That's what I think we got. A filler episode to move the plot along. I don't have much hopes for this season to get any better. I actually expect it to get worse. And if you don't believe me, Jon Favreau even said that he doesn't know where this show is leading to. And that should be very alarming to any Mandalorian fan, because this show is probably going to start going downhill for the lack of direction. Another positive thing that I would like to point out, because I don't like leaving videos on a negative note, at least the visuals look pretty good. Hopefully this show can be as great as it once was, but I doubt it. But I can comfortably say that The Mandalorian is in its decline. And that's all I got for you today. And until next time, peace!